A coalition of industry, union and environment groups are calling on the government to urgently set up a recycling scheme for solar panels. The Smart Energy Council is engaged with meetings with the Prime Minister's office as we go to air. I spoke to their CEO, John Grimes, a short time ago. John, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You're pushing for this scheme, which is to recycle solar panels. In fact, my understanding is you're meeting with the Prime Minister's office and trying to really push this. Why is it necessary?
Well, solar panels are a growing waste problem in Australia. In some states like Victoria, there's a landfill ban, so you actually can't take them to the tip. In other places, actually, it's really expensive. They'll charge up to $50 per panel to actually, dispose of them. It doesn't have to be this way. Australia has invented technology that recycles and reuses up to 99% of what's in a solar panel. So once again, Australian innovation at the forefront of the world, and some valuable materials that come out. They're a great source of silver, of copper, of silicon, of glass and other materials, aluminium and more. So we can't turn what is a climate change solution into a waste problem.
And at the moment, it's a waste problem. So what could change that?
Well, the good news is that we have recyclers standing by to actually recycle all of these solar panels. And with a mandated solar panel recycling scheme, we would levy a $10 fee for every solar panel when it's sold to the public. It's a bit like a container deposit scheme. That $10 would go into a future fund. So in 20 or 25 years' time, when that panel reaches end of life, that fee covers all of the costs of the logistics of transporting, recycling and reusing all of those components. A great solution for Australia.
Okay, so in terms of the actual technology here, you say it exists. What would happen?
Well, we pull a solar panel apart, the frame off, the glass, deglass it, and then actually pull all of those critical minerals out. So, PK, this is the silver recovered from one single solar panel. Now, the world is in structural deficit for silver, and copper as well. And so valuable resources are going to power the transition to the future. If we don't harness those today, we're actually creating a huge problem.
And why can't the market sort this out without the government intervening?
Well, the good news is it actually can. The cost of actually recycling is almost met through the recycling and the waste material actually being recovered. But there is still a delta, about $10. And there's also a transportation delta. So if you're in Longreach and you're in Launceston or somewhere, how do you get those solar panels to a facility where they can be recycled? So it's really bridging the gap. But the good news is this won't cost taxpayers anything. We're actually talking about a scheme that actually pays for itself. And if you think people are going to save $1,000 a year on their electricity bills by having solar, over 25 years, $10 a panel is a pretty small price to
it doesn't sound like a lot, but that would be an extra cost on the solar panel, which I suspect is one of the government's reluctant kind of positions to increase the prices on anything, right?
The good news is that you can either be forced to pay $50 today, right? If you can get access to landfill, you might not if you have to stay in the paddock, or you can contribute $10 at the time that you buy the panel and have that completely taken care of. This is about a 4 or 5 times decrease in the cost to consumers, which is a great outcome for consumers as well.
So in terms of what you're actually pushing for, would there be a cost for the government beyond just putting this extra fee on the solar panels?
There is no cost in a mandatory recycling scheme. Industry's in place. It would require the government, the tax office, to actually collect the money, as panels come over the border or out of the factory. But that's the cost to government. Now, we've done a solar trial, a pilot in Queensland, and we recycled 24,000 solar panels, and we were absolutely inundated. Actually, we had to close it down early because there was such demand. What we need to make sure is that the design of the scheme is fit for purpose going forward. So it would be good to have a trial nationally to make sure that what works in Queensland does also work in Tasmania and Western Australia. But that's a small grant program, and then it's the cost-free exercise for government.
John, thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.